Employers that sponsor a 401k plan have a fiduciary responsibility to pay only reasonable fees from plan assets. Well, keeping those fees in check is important in order to maximize returns while keeping plans affordable. Well, here with more on how to make that happen is David Ranney, Vice President of Sales at Rebalance. It's good to have you back.
Thanks.
And I was so shocked to see that when you partake in a 401k plan, that there are all these hidden fees that are not showing up as line items to know what you're paying for at the end of the day.
It's really true, Layla, and it's an interesting thing, especially as small businesses and mid-sized businesses. They have less of a voice, right? So it's important for those business owners to take a look at their arrangements, their partners, and what they're being charged for the plan.
Right, and any small business that offers a 401k plan is trying to do a good thing for themselves, for their employees, to invest in their future. And maybe you could also just establish exactly how the 401k plan works.
Sure, yeah, so the 401k is it's an arrangement that the employer sets up for the employees to invest within each payroll into a retirement plan. So it's an investment vehicle for that employee to start saving for their nest egg for retirement. And so that happens regularly, so that they're investing within mutual funds and ETFs and other investment vehicles, and they could really manage their own retirement that way.
Yeah, but it's not so simple as that, because then you've got all these hidden fees, and so some of them are called revenue sharing or wrap fees. What's the difference between the two? What is that?
So revenue sharing is a part of the business within mutual funds. So many mutual funds have different share classes that they offer to the investor, and the investor in this case is the 401k plan. So the owners, when they hire a certain provider, they need to take a look at the revenue sharing within the mutual funds, because that's really just added costs for myself and my employees. And what you really hope to do is just eliminate these as much as you can.
Yeah. And like I said earlier, these providers are not obligated to report what these fees are, that it just kind of shows up at the end.
So that's right, and they send this obfuscated, really confusing report to the business owner each year, and these business owners have their own business to run and build and grow. They're not thinking about the share class of the mutual funds. So it's really challenging for an individual and a business owner to get a handle on these.
So how often should a small business shop around? And how do you go about doing that? Because first of all, what are the questions that you need to ask?
Yeah, that's right. It's hard, right? So I think we recommend, and the DOL, the IRS, actually recommends a cadence of every 2 or 3 years. You take a look at all of your partners and make sure you're getting the best deal. So it's just like everything else, right? So you need to request, I want to know all of my costs to each provider, and then they have to respond in writing. And then once you get that, you can kind of market and see what else is out there in the market for you and your retirement plan.
By doing that, how much money could you potentially save?
Yeah, so it's an interesting thing. So we're in conversations all the time where, particularly for smaller businesses, people are paying 2 and 3% on their assets. And what that means is, if I'm getting maybe an average return of 8 to 10% in my 401k plan each year, I'm going to have a nice nest egg. But if you take that 8 to 10 and take it down to 6 to 8, I'm losing hundreds of thousands of dollars in my nest egg. So the compounding factor of returns that we always hear about is even more important when you're talking about limiting fees. So I think a baseline bottom line for small businesses, they should be about 1% in fees, all in. That's what we offer at Rebalance, and that's what we can help them find. And it may not be Rebalance as a solution, but it may be just a better solution for them.
So how does Rebalance work?
Yeah, so we are a wealth manager at heart, so we really lower the costs of all those investments, so we don't have any revenue sharing, we don't have any wrap fees, and we offer really low cost ETFs. And then we've moved that to the 401k world, particularly for small to mid-sized businesses, and really big
exchange traded fund.
Exactly right. So really low cost. Think index, think just buying the entire market, but really at a low cost.
Yeah, okay, perfect. All right, for anyone who wants more information, who's a small business owner and they want to start saving some money, go to Rebalance. I want to thank you so much for joining us again with this information. We'll be back after this.